does a really nice job of highlighting different organizations, and there are many examples of some serious warm fuzzies, and I think that's fabulous. But it's important to look at the organization as a whole, not just from one narrative story about something they've done that is good. An organization should be looked at as a whole. The intention behind this particular video is to help give you the tips to look at an organization as a whole before you donate your time, money, and talent. As a potential donor, it's important to do your due diligence before you make any kind of financial or time commitment. So let's get started. First and foremost, when you check out any nonprofit, you should always make sure that their mission is very clear. Make sure you understand exactly the goal of that nonprofit. Who are they intending to help? Well, that's Sophie. Who are they intending to help? Making sure you understand their mission, you can see if it aligns with your own personal goals and beliefs and what you want to see changed or improved in the world. So make sure that their mission statement is clearly stated. Also, you want to make sure that they have very specific programs or services that they provide in order to directly deal or address those concerns. You also want to make sure that the nonprofit is also financially transparent and sound. There are two organizations that evaluate the strength and the overall health of nonprofits. The first organization is called charitynavigator.org. Now, as they evaluate the nonprofit, they'll look at their overall financial accountability and health. They'll also look at any potential legal issues that the nonprofit is involved in. If an organization is indeed involved in legal action, they will go on the donation advisory list, and so you can check you should check that list to see if any legal action is being taken against that particular organization. Those organizations will stay on that list for about 6 months, so even if that particular legal action has been taken care of, they'll still be on the donation advisory list. And the second organization is GuideStar, and again, both of these sites or organizations within themselves evaluate nonprofits across the globe. And GuideStar specifically really hones in on, is really focused on making sure that nonprofits are transparent in how they receive money and how they spend it. So you will find an overview of that type of information on GuideStar, along with other things as well. Now that you've looked at their mission, looked at their programs, looked at their finances, you also want to determine what advocacy are they involved in. And typically, smaller grassroots organizations align themselves with larger coalitions. So see what kind of advocacy they are involved in and which organizations or coalitions they are aligned with. Now, this can be true for anything in the United States or other countries, but also look at how they deal with the issue on a global scale, if that is indeed part of their mission. So see who they've partnered up with to inform politicians and lawmakers around the world. So check that out. Who are they aligned with politically? Next, you want to make sure that they are doing something recently and they are promoting something recently. You want to get involved in an organization that is actively engaged with the community. You want to determine what activities have they put on within the last 6 months to a year. And if they haven't done anything of any great notice, that is a red flag. So make sure that you keep up to date with what they're doing. And if they haven't really been promoting much, then most likely it's not a strong organization. Now, as you gather this information, if you do have any questions, it's always good to contact the appropriate person. And usually most nonprofits have at least a website or a blog where they will identify their email address or phone number. Feel free to call them and leave a message and ask your inquiring questions. And if they don't respond, then that's a red flag. Or if they don't give you an answer that is reasonable. When you donate your time, money, and talents, you are essentially facilitating a relationship with that nonprofit. So it's important to kind of check that communication quality. If you do have an inquiring question and you get a prompt response with a reasonable answer, that's usually a great sign that they're on top of things. If this is an organization that you are involved with for the first time, I would recommend, if all things look good and you're a go, start with a small nominal amount. Start with a small amount and see how they continue to update you with their activities, invite you to certain events, and so on. So just keep that in mind when you are first donating your money. That's all I wanted to share with you in terms of choosing the right nonprofit for you and for your time, talents, and money. And until next time, we will start the discussion on A Path Appears. We will be discussing section 1, which includes chapters 1 through 10. So until next time, stay curious. Bye for now.